Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Zilliqa. We've had a nice little move up here and we're going to be discussing where we think this is going to go in the future and where we think we are structure wise within this move. We have a macro video which is up above right now. If you haven't watched that, I would advise you do watch it. It'll give you a much better idea of some of the macro plays that we're looking at within this and the different structures that it possibly could be. So why not check it out? Before we jump in, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. If you enjoy the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback in the comment section down below. Okay, so let's get into it. So what I am anticipating here is a 5-wave move. We are waiting for confirmation of that 4th wave. The problem with this is the subwave counting is quite difficult within this move particularly. But it does seem that we have had a 1 into here. This is a 2. Then all of this has been a 3, 4. Oh, actually, this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this high point. And now we are moving back down in this 4th wave. So this typical 4th wave zone's already been met. And we're going to be discussing this move. And basically what this is looking to do, in my opinion, is form a bigger 4th wave here. And we would be looking for a 4th wave in the form of a zigzag. So the typical area we'd be looking to reach, if I just come back out here onto the daily. I don't know why my box has done that, but basically we would be looking for a 4th wave move into this zone. Between this, we've already reached the lower end of this 227040, and that's sort of the 382 is this 42638. So if we do move up into the zone, it is possible that we could be looking at a 4th wave correction, especially if we do so as a zigzag. That would be a little bit more evidence that the waves are matching up. The highest we'd really want to see it go is this 58715 though. Moving back above that point would actually make us look like, it would make it look too big in a 4th wave, and we'd have to start looking at the structure as something else. So invalidation effectively comes by crossing this point here at 599990. So if we cross above that point, effectively this 5th wave to the downside is invalidated and we have different structure. So we've got to monitor this in 2 ways now. We're going to be monitoring the bullish potential out of this, because if you watch the macro video, you'll see that there is some bullish potentials out of these lows. So we're going to be looking at both sides of the coin effectively. This is for looking for the more bearish option, in which case we could still be looking for a drop lower down into these ranges. It depends how high this 4th wave goes. And the off of the 382, basically we would be looking for this 11963 to this 7986 zone. So it is possible we could still look to break this low. We need to just monitor how these moves play out and take it one level at a time, and then we will basically get a better understanding. So if we jump back down into the smaller time frames, basically what we're looking at within this is all of this is a wave 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5 up into here for a 3. So the subwave counting in here is a little bit complex, so it is possible that we have to allow for a little bit of error within this. But I do think, looking at the size of these, it would make sense if we use this as a wave 2 from here and the subwaves work here, and basically we look at this as a more complex 2, complex and sideways, deep and sharp. So that's basically the alternation within these waves. So that would match up. So we're going to be looking at this as a 4th wave until proven otherwise. So like I said, the lowest we really want to go with this is 21348. And we've already come into this 382 retracement here, though invalidation really only comes by crossing back below this point here of this 17087 area. For as long as we are above that area, we could still be looking for this 5th wave to the upside, though this has been quite a strong wave 3. So wherever this 4th wave ends, it would be wise that we just pay attention for the fact we could get a truncation here because of how strong this wave 3 is. We could see a wave 5 that doesn't quite reach its target and might not even break this wave 3 top. So we'd have to just be on the lookout for that. If I come into the smaller time frame here, what we'd be looking for within this move is the potential that we have this as an A, this is a B, and then we're looking for that C wave to the downside. So if we throw a fib onto here, we can see that this 1-to-1 actually would bring us down to this 21,804, though we have technically met the minimum requirement of this, and we've also come into this range of this previous previous wave here. So it is possible that we could look to move away from here. However, we could also argue that we're going to have to come down here, as this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So this would be our previous fourth wave. So this 21804 would actually tie up quite nicely with it. So if we carry on to the downside here, this might be a range where we look to actually reverse and start to push back to the upside in a fifth wave. So that's what we just need to keep an eye on there. Within this move, like I said, we're looking for this as an ABC. So I would be looking for either to get this as a zigzag, or potentially a triangle could play out here based off of this move. We'd have to see how we go. If we do move down a little bit more, we can look at these subwaves here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There is a possible additional fifth wave here, where this is a 1, 2, all of this is a 3, 4, and a 5. If that's the case, what we'd be looking for, if I throw this fib onto this low here, would be a potential to move up to this 23380 to this 23723 area, and that would be potentially a fourth wave, and then we could look to go for a fifth wave to the downside, where that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. So it is still possible we have that little bit of a push down, which could look to take us to that area we talked about at a 1-to-1. So this is just something we need to bear in mind. We could still have this last little push here. However, should we start to form impulsive structure to the upside here and take this B wave high here at 25,696, then effectively we could look at this as a completed ABC to the move to the downside here, and then we would be looking to see whether we manage to break this high point. If we do manage to break this high point, we could potentially be looking towards this target range up here. I've taken this off of the lower area, but let's take it off of where we are. So if we were to move directly up here, the range would be a little bit lower. It would be this 28851 to this 31233 area. So that could be a zone we look to target out. However, we need to be aware that this third wave has been quite strong, and this might be enough to correct it, but it might also become more complex here, and we could potentially look to move up and then move back down again. So or either become a triangle where we won't break this high point, or we move back up in an ABC, and what we'd be looking for then is effectively looking to target out some of these zones here, which we're going to, if we hold this low, the potential area for rejection would be this 0.5 at 24782, all the way up to sort of this 26343 zone. So what we could have is a bigger structure here that needs to play out, where this is an A, we come back up, maybe retest some of these high points, and then look to break down again for that C wave. So we just need to bear in mind that this could actually extend out and become more complex. It could also, like I said, become a triangle, in which case what we would be looking for is the potential to have this as an A wave, we'll come up for a B wave, C wave, D wave, and an E wave, and then look to break to the upside. So there's a few options within this move, and a few things that can play out. If we do lose this fourth wave area, and we do start to break down, then basically we would have to talk about the fact that we could already be in a deeper correction here. And if I come onto here, so either we could then argue that this is a completed move into this high point, even though it is indicating that we do have this additional fifth wave here. If we do start to break down from here, we could then look to this zone here. If I just get onto this high point, so the zone would then be looking to find support potentially as this 20527 to this 17338. So if we're looking at this as a completed, we'd have to look at it as a 5-wave move. It's just the subdivisions would be slightly different. And And then what we'd be looking for is the potential that actually we could be looking for this as a wave. We drop down for that B wave, and then we push to the upside. So like I was saying, if we look for that, if we had to come back down and potentially look to retest this 618 or maybe this 50%, we could then be looking for a bigger move to the upside. And if I throw this onto here, bring this down into here, that one to one could take us up towards this 37236 area, depending exactly where we land, where we look to retest. If we retest lower down the 618, then it potentially would be a bit lower towards this 34759 area. So we need to just give it a bit of time, see how we react here. If we manage to get this additional fourth and a fifth up into this high point, then what we'd be looking for is that retracement to the downside from here, where we look for this a B, and a C wave to the downside, and then we would be looking to see if we can progress further, whether that becomes just an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, or it could actually become a bigger structure where we form a wave 1, where all of this would effectively then become a wave 1, and then we'd look for that wave 2 retracement, and then we'd look for that wave 3 to the upside. Obviously this would be a bullish potential, where we're looking for this 1 2, and then we would be looking for like I said, that third wave to push much higher. So we'll keep an eye on these moves. It all sort of depends whether we manage to support this fourth wave within here. If we do find this support, manage to push back up and take this fifth wave, take this third wave high and look to push into this zone, it's possible we could have a fifth wave. But like I said, it's also possible we could have a truncation. So if we have a 5 wave move, even if it doesn't cross this wave 3, we need to just be aware that we could have a completed move at that point, and it could start to move away. It could also be extending if that does happen, so we need to be aware that we could still have an extension in here, where this would then become the next wave 1 and then push to the upside. So truncations are a bit difficult. You don't want to try and call them completed or analyze them in real time, because you can get caught out really quickly. So we need to just be careful with this fifth wave. Though, like I said, a drop below this 17087, or really too much below this sort of 21348, I would start to lose confidence in the fact that it's a fourth wave. It is possible that it could push quite deep, because there is a lot of space here, but that 50% really is where we want to see that end as a fourth wave. We don't really want it to go too much deeper than that. Okay, so we're going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback down below. Let us know what you think. Are you bullish, or are you still bearish on ZIL? What are your thoughts? Okay, so we'll see you in the next video. Take care out there, everybody.